Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Apologies for being just a couple of minutes late, but here we are. I'm Dr. Laurie Davis, your host today. And usually on Friday, we like to do fun things. So you're going to have a really good time today with our very special guest, Marianne of Waikiki. This is a fascinating woman. I've just had very little time with her, but she makes me want to spend more time with her. You know, one of those people. So thank you for being here on Fun Friday, and let's not waste any time other than my one announcement that in a couple of hours we will be launching our VIP Voices of and for Indigenous People show. And to start off, I am going to be interviewed. That will be our very first show. And so that's like flipping the switch, and I have to sit on the opposite side of the desk. So without wasting any more time, let me introduce you to the beautiful Marianne of Waikiki. Good morning, Marianne.
Good morning, Dr. Laurie. Aloha Friday to you all. It's Aloha Friday.
Oh, wow. That's beautiful. Thank you so much. And you've done so much, and you're on a big project and on a big journey. So let's get started with you have some products, which we'll look at in a minute or so. But I guess at first, I always like to ask people, especially authors, what inspired you? What was the when the pilot light blew up? When was that? For all the creativity that you're involved in right now.
Well, aloha again, and thank you. Thank you, Disability Channel, for having me on here. And we got lots to cover in the next 4 months with the Acts of Kindness series. So how did it all begin? Well, looking back, sometimes you don't know. And I was I'm a hard of hearing author and Apple game developer now of the Acts of Kindness series, featuring 200 folk Manus puppets. My books are written for animation movies with sign language characters and soundtrack by Lucy and the Perfect Wave. And the Folk Manus Company is out of Emeryville, California. And this is Dr. Fingers, the finger spelling hermit crab. And our first book, Underwater Acts of Kindness, featuring Noah, the hard of hearing whale. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in hearing loss. So I was a sign language interpreter at the Unity Church of Hawaii for over a decade for my deaf friend Scott. And through guided meditation, I asked what my next purpose was, and the universe was telling me I was going to be writing a series of children's sign language books with puppets. And I kind of laughed. I said, "Really? Me? Okay, how? Who, what, when, where, how, why?" And it kept coming. And the Reverend Tim is like, if it comes to you, it's for yours to do. And, we like puppets. And anyway, I was walking down through the mall, in Alawana Mall, with my deaf friend Scott, and there was a tree of puppets by Folk Manus. And there was a chicken puppet that actually I could put my hands in and sign with, and a bee, the glove puppet, so I could do finger spelling. And the creativity just kind of started. And so sitting on my sailboat, there was all this garbage swirling around in the marina, and wanted to know why and where is this coming from. And it was coming from the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. So at the Unity Church of Hawaii, I know Suzanne Sims, who is a great author, playwright. She had an advertising agency in the Big Island with her husband, the late Colonel James Shannon, who actually wrote the movie and inspired Men Who Stare at Goats with George Clooney. So I have her as my writer for the whole series, and that's just amazing. And Lucy Lynch sang at the church, and she's got this angelic voice and created a band called Lucy and the Perfect Wave. And Nick's guitar sounds like whales and dolphins. So we put it all together and I did the writing, the creativity writing. I got all the puppets, living on the sailboat with a bunch of puppets, not a bunch of cats, but a bunch of puppets, and got to know them. And I created their names, their titles, and to be of service with global topics such as ocean cleanup for our first book, Underwater Acts of Kindness, Rabbit Acts of Kindness, No Bully, and Righteous Acts of Kindness featuring Pono the Hawaiian Polo Pony. But Dr. Laura, I was kind of recovering from an auto accident that I had several years in the past. I lost some of my hearing due to an auto accident where, unfortunately, a manager of a hotel was not paying attention, either texting, and accelerated and drove her SUV through the hotel lobby behind me. So I suffered from neck, back, broken ankle, and a hearing loss. And I want to share this story because 30 some years ago, I was a case manager with the deaf when President Bush signed the American Disabilities Act. That's the ADA. And I went back to have a review to apply for my disability as I could not move, I could not hear, I have vertigo spells, and which is limiting. And Dr. Laurie, I was refused a sign language interpreter at my own interview, where I used to do that for a living. And this was in the state of Michigan. So I shared this story, and they told me that they didn't do that there. And I said, oh, yes, you do, because 30 some years ago, I was a case manager. I brought 30 deaf adults over to review their, their, their SSDI, their living arrangements. They were working at Goodwill, social support, doctor's appointments, dental's appointments, psychiatric needs. I worked for a mental health agency that did that. So when it happened to me, you got to believe
Whoa.
this.
Right.
Yeah, pretty powerful. So then they tell me they don't have any money in the state of the budget to do that. I said, yes, you do. You're trying to just deny me this when you know these are my rights and my services. So if it's happening to me, it's happening to somebody else. And I share that. And it's hard to hang on to, but it's also releasing it. And thank you for letting me share this. So that's how the kind of the journey went. And I got to go live my dream to go to Hawaii. Now on that journey, I was treated. I was treated by two chiropractors in California. So some of my hearing came back. Thank you. I believe in chiropractic because it's upper cervical. Your 1 and 2, 3s all are auditory, visual, and pilots, talking about the pilots could go to get their medical reviews, and chiropractic treatment would help with their vision clarity. So I highly talk about this, and this is a learning journey because some people don't believe in chiropractic services and acupuncture, and now we have insurances that cover it. So we want to make sure that everybody knows about it to get this type of extra treatment that is covered by insurance. It can help with alleviate depression. And it's just all up here. And I had a specialty doctor in Hawaii named Dr. Joe Brewer, who specialized in upper cervical. So that alleviated a lot of my vertigo and tinnitus. So now, Dr. Liddy, how do I get to this? How did she get to do all this? Well, I'm sorry, Dr. Laura. Dr. Liddy's my intellectual property attorney, and she'll be joining me too. She was just on yesterday. How did I get to do a sailing book signing tour? Okay. Well,
Mm-hmm.
my sailing instructor was a chiropractor. His wife was an acupuncture teacher in Honolulu. I got to sail with them. And I got to take my deaf friend out sailing. So the universe did provide some way. And so very grateful for that opportunity with Captain Bob Kairos and Mish and my deaf friend. And again, it's coming back down to the plastics and the pollution of the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. Where's it coming from? So what we learned was that in 1997, Captain Moore from the Algelita Moore Institute in California sailed across the Great Pacific Garbage Patch in a biannual sailboat race called the Trans-Pacific Sailboat Race. They leave from California to Honolulu and to the Hawaii Yacht Club and the Waikiki Yacht Club. So he recognized this Great Pacific Garbage Patch. So we have that details in the book, Underwater Acts of Kindness. So we kind of brought this all together here, and I'll introduce the characters to you. I don't know if we need to take a break, but I will introduce the characters to you.
Great.
And so the book is called Underwater Acts of Kindness. I wrote it in 2016, and it features Noah, the hard of hearing whale.
Great.
Now, Noah comes down on a Hawaiian vacation with his family, and they have a glow in the dark party. And lo and behold, he gets hit by a black speedboat named Bad Karma. Kind of similar
Okay. I
story to
love
me.
this.
It loses his hearing and has to get rehabilitated. And he goes to a ship-in clinic, a ship-shaped clinic called the Ship-In Clinic, and gets rehabilitated. But Dr. Fingers, the finger spelling hermit crab. Again, Dr. Laura, there is another chiropractor in the marina named Dr. John Fingers, or Dr. Fingers was his nickname. So I
All
got a
right.
lot of great Hawaiian Lomi
You
Lomi
do, you
treatments out
do.
there. I became a Reiki master with my deaf friend. There was a lot of healing energy out there that I wasn't really aware about. And
Yeah.
from doing all this. So, yeah, so we also have a character named the General of the New Earth Army, who is a physical therapist who recruits Noah the whale to tackle the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. After he sees all the sick fish in the shipping clinic being ill, and they want to be back in their school, just like children want to be back in their school. They don't want to be in a children's hospital. They want to be back in their school and their fish in a healthy environment. So that's how the story goes. Now we have additional characters such as Flip and Flop, or service alpha dolphins, kind of like service dogs. And we have Shaka the sign language shark, who's very sharp at reading sign language skills, and a deaf leopard shark. So our,
Excellent. So
our
we'll take a little
tagline,
break. We'll take a little break, and then I'm going to ask you to maybe open the book up so we can see inside.
sure.
And we take our break to share with people that we're always looking for advertising and sponsors. And we have a heck of a deal right now for people who want to have a presence on our shows, because the Today Show I run a show 5 days a week, plus we have additional shows. So people go 30 seconds, that's not very long. But when we put up our 30-second blipper here with snowflakes going up into the air, you can say a lot in 30 seconds. And we'll do 1 minute ones as well. So here we go.
The day is set. Join us October 12th, 2024 at Carrigan Arms for our next fundraiser in honor of veterans, the Invictus Games in British Columbia, Canada, and TDC Employment Program Enrollment. For more information, email us at info@thedisabilitychannel.ca. Introducing Veteran House Alliance International Monthly 50/50 Raffle. Purchase your ticket today, link on display, and have a chance to win cash and help a great platform supporting veterans.
Welcome back, everyone. You're watching the Today Show here on the Disability Channel. And my beautiful guest today, Marianne of Waikiki, and her adventures, and the outcome of those adventures for sure. So, Marianne, you were sharing your very first book there and some of the characters. I'd love to see what the inside of the book looks like. Can you
Sure. Well,
open it?
here's the front cover, and
Yeah.
then there's the back for this back cover, and sail away with Marianne of Waikiki and her colorful underwater friends as they rid the oceans of plastic. Noah, Splash, Alpha, and Beta are a happy family of Hawaiian humpback whales. During their annual winter migration in the Pacific Ocean, they learn about an enormous pile of plastic trash while swirling around the waters between Hawaii and California. Together, their marine-dwelling friends, they undertake the horrific effort to clean it up, and succeed, they must enroll in the help of concerned citizens from around the world. This inspiring story is told through folk manus puppets and enhanced by the musical group Songs of Lucy and the Perfect Wave. Find out more at www.actsofkindnessseries.com. Yes. So about a little bit about my bio here is that, yes, I am a hard of hearing author and Apple game developer. I'm a graduate of Central Michigan University, communication disorders, audiology, worked on my interpreting at Lansing Community College. And the divine messages that I teach here, Dr. Laura, in the book series are peace. If you want to follow me, this is the sign for peace. This is the sign for love. Now hug yourself. You need the minimum of 20 hugs a day to survive in this world. And this is a sign from happy, up from the heart, uplifting from the happy. And this is the sign thank you, or mahalo. So those are the divine messages of the Acts of Kindness series of peace, love, happiness, and thanks. And aloha. Aloha
Wow, that's
spirit.
beautiful. That's
Yes, and in
beautiful.
Hawaii, hula looks like sign language. Sign language looks like hula. So
Oh, wow.
it's a
Yes, you're
beautiful
right.
story. Yes, yes. So, so you want to see some of the characters?
Yes.
And we dedicated the book now to Ocean Cleanup Boynton Slat of the Ocean Cleanup, who is actually going around the world with these gyras. Gyras, machines to clean up the gyras is what they call them. There's several around the world. Now, Dr. Laura, I wrote this book in 2016. 2017, I did a sailing book signing tour, Southwest Florida to Virginia. I sailed 91 days, 1,700 nautical miles up through the ICW, through the naval fleet, and what a
Oh,
journey that was. What a dream. And so we want to thank the military services for being of service, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marines, the Army, and our Coast Guards. And so we are dedicating this. So things have changed since then. We are cleaning up the oceans. And it was a great journey to see the blue waters and and what everybody's doing. And so again, these are the characters here. We introduced the characters in the beginning. Noah,
oh,
the hard of hearing whale, and his wife Splash, which Splash was an acronym. When I first moved to Hawaii, I read an article from NOAA. That's National Oceanic Atmospheric Agency. So NOAA's name is in honor of Noah. Splash was an acronym that they were doing of a project, and they were ridding the super ferry over in Hawaii that would transport cars and people around the Hawaiian Islands because it was affecting the marines, mammals, sea creatures, environment. And I was like, now how would you put a whale in a booth to test his hearing? Right? Okay. So I'm thinking outside the dock box, Dr. Laura, because
yeah.
that's my background. And anyway, so that's what we talk about with Noah here. So Noah acquires a hearing loss. He has an interpreter that comes in named Angelina Joy Fillet. She's a sign language interpreter. And Dr. Fingers, a rehabilitative finger spelling hermit crab, to learn the ASL finger spelling alphabet. And that's what we want to do. We want to multiply the Acts of Kindness series because we have 500 million people now, Dr. Laura, with a hearing loss. We have millions of moms and dads coming home from being of service who can't hear their own children or grandchildren. Now, I went to Tripler Army Medical Hospital, met with the chief of audiology, and we are both graduates from Central Michigan University. And tears of joy came from her reading the first book, and I was working on the manuscript. So we
Oh,
applied for grants to use these books as project schools, and the schools can get them now. But if the children are reading about ocean cleanup and the puppets and learning sign language, they can Skype or FaceTime moms and dads around the world, grandparents. This is what I'm learning. It's great fun and great activity. And now we developed Apple App Games. So we'll share a little bit more about that, of the activities down the road. But yeah, we have about 10, 15, 20 characters per book. Okay, this book is written for age and above, all ages of the heart. It's 80 some pages. And again, this is written for an animation movie to bring it to Hollywood. And we're still going to do that. That's still my vision. So we'll be getting out there. So Noah's parents, again, are Alpha and Beta. His wife is Splash, and Noah's National Oceanic Atmospheric Agency. The General of the New Earth Army was created from Suzanne Sims, my writer. Her and her first husband, the late Colonel James Shannon, who wrote the movie Men in Hysteric Oats, George Clooney, had this vision of the General of the New Earth Army. So we have him in there, and he recruits Noah, the hard of hearing whale, to tackle the Great Pacific Garbage Patch with other sea creatures. And that's how the story kind of goes. And we have other characters, concerned citizens. We have an octopus named King Octo, the eighth, who teaches the signs peace, love, happiness, and thanks that I taught you. So that's King Octo, the eighth, who teaches the signs of peace, love, happiness, and thanks with his tentacles. How cool is that? Could you
that's
imagine
very
that
cool. That is
being in
so cool. That gives me chills.
yeah, and so there he is right there. That's
Look
King
at that.
Octo. And in Hawaii, they have the King Kamehameha Day. They have the kings and the queens. So in honor of the kings and queens over in Hawaii, this is King Octo the Eighth, again, who teaches the sign of peace, love, happiness, and thanks. Here's the glow in the dark party with all the guests there. We have a deaf leopard shark from loses his hearing from too much rocking and rolling there. And they're all great characters. And we have the chapter where we have the bad karma, the boating accident. We also have a game, now an app game, Apple app game. So you see the floating life jackets. So you read the chapter, then you go to the YouTube, learn the finger spelling alphabet or the sign language numbers, and then you go to Apple and play the chapter game. So for this chapter,
Wow.
you're gonna want to count the life jackets floating in the ocean while Noah is being rescued by the Coast Guard. So again, thank you to our military for being of service. Here we have healing vibes. Then Noah is recovering in the shipping clinic with Dr. Fingers, a finger spelling hermit crab. And also through my journey in Hawaii, I became a Reiki master with my deaf friend and becoming a Reiki master too, Dr. Laura.
Wow.
I got hired on to sail with other captains around the Hawaiian Islands and to treat people. And what a journey that is when you think of a cruise costing you $5,000 for 1 week. I got to sail on a private sailboat
I know.
several times, and I'm still doing it.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
great.
so that's with persons with disabilities too. You know, there are things that can happen within limitation, but again, we thank our chiropractors, our medical staff, our nurses, and Reiki energy healing does help and uplift our spirits as well. This is the peace, love, happiness, and thanks tank. We build a wellness tank for the sick fish. And we go into cleaning up the oceans. Again, I talked about Captain Moore. Recognizing the Garbage Patch in 1997. So this is kind of, it's a fictional book, but yet I'm a human on a sailboat being interviewed, like I'm being interviewed with you, but the puppets are marine characters, but they're kind of fiction. So but it's what's really happening. So if I'm kind of
Yes.
explaining that
Yes.
here, I'm being interviewed by a television about the sea creatures and being affected and the accident. And yeah, as we have a flotilla out there trying to rescue the sea creatures and everything. And again, that's what a lot of people are doing, even on their private boats, sailboats, the ocean cleanup, Boynton Slat, the Navy, the Coast Guard, you know, and you see the sea creatures now asking boaters for help because they're entangled in nets. Or they have somebody else. I'm watching a lot of different videos. I just watched one with polar bears uh, getting a big vessel, fishing vessel attention, would not stop roaring because her baby cubs were drifted apart because of climate change. So this is kind of their environment. And so we wouldn't want to live in this soupy mess. No, would you? No.
No.
So,
No.
and we see this happening. So then at the end, Noah returns. He's back with his family. They make it over to the Big Island and they have the birth of their first child. I'm not going to tell you
Oh,
the name, so you'll have to read it. And then the lyrics of the book, our acknowledgments, and Lucy's music is, and poetry is all at the end of the book. And you can go to Amazon.com. And I got to go into studio during the pandemic and record the book on Audible. And Pierre Grill from Manoa Valley, where Lucy and the Perfect Wave created their albums, he linked their soundtrack. So when you listen to the book on Amazon Audible, you'll hear my voice and you will listen to Lucy's angelic voice, and Nick's guitar sounds like whales and dolphins. What a great bedtime story. Or if you're traveling in a car or by sailboat, it's just a great story for ocean cleanup. So again, the vision is to bring them into animation movies with sign language characters and soundtrack by Lucy and the Perfect Wave. Folk Man is puppets. So go out and play is our tagline.
beautiful. You gave me chills, Marianne. I've got chills right now because I don't think, I know what I'm experiencing is a huge cause that you took and turned it into something fun for our disabled community, our loss of hearing community, our, oh, wow. And all of our communities, every kid would love that. Every kid would love that. I was a
Well,
school
we're
teacher.
we're all kids at our own age. So it's for our inner child is what my deaf friend who I learned a lot from him from interpreting for him for over a decade. And it's
Right.
about the vibration and you're bringing out your inner child, which we all have. Again, the books are
Absolutely.
written for 8 and above reading level, but it's for all ages of the heart. And so when I returned back from that sailing book signing tour, 91 days, 1,700 nautical miles in 2017. I book signed at Key West Aquarium, Marathon Aquarium, and came back. I ran into my friend, as retired special education teacher, Marilyn Rogers, at Kamiley Charter School. And she told me about Donors Choose. And we met at Starbucks, and it took about 15 minutes to fill out the application and with a teacher ID. And she requested 50 books of underwater acts of kindness. And she posted it. It's for ocean cleanup. It's on the social emotional learning curriculum, Department of Education, Hawaii, sign language skills, and she got funded in 2 weeks. And Amazon then shipped out the books to her school, and
Wow.
then they read the book. And so then she brought me out, and they were all excited. I'm walking on to the playground to the classroom, and all the kids are like, "Where's Dr. Fingers? The finger spelling
Oh.
autograph." They couldn't wait to meet Dr. Fingers. So I carried my little basket with the books and the puppets and got settled in and did a slideshow presentation with the principal and the other special education teachers and passed around the puppets in the book. And we talked story, is what we do is talk story. And they loved it. So we talked about too, what we can all do is everyone does their part of being of service by looking on the ground, find 10 pieces of plastic. If you're at the bus stop, if you're at McDonald's, if you're on the beach, at the mall, it's not that hard to look on the ground and find 10 pieces of plastic. You'll feel good. It's an act of kindness series that we can all multiply.
Wow, that's great. That's absolutely great.
So again,
All
all
right.
classroom teachers now can get copies of the books, and that's United States from
Mhm.
donorschoose.org. That's donorschoose.org. And last year, Donors Choose Subaru Hawaii gave $25,000 to classroom teachers requesting products for their classroom. We can multiply that. And in 2019, Good Morning America raised millions of dollars over a weekend for Donors Choose, classroom teachers requesting products. So as an opportunity. And now I have coloring books. Dr. Laura, we created coloring books to
Oh,
go
yum.
with them. We have Dr. Fingers, the finger spelling hermit crab. Now it just got produced. It's available on Amazon. And you can go to YouTube, the YouTube Acts of Kindness series, and meet Dr. Fingers, the finger spelling hermit crab. And he does the ABCs, the ASL finger spelling alphabet, and that's 26 letters. Now there's no sound, so you can focus and learn the ABCs. Again, it's for all ages of the heart, okay? Because we're born into this world, we're using signs and gestures such as I'm thirsty, I'm hungry, change my diapers, mommy and daddy. Later in life, we may have a stroke and be in a hospital, and we may need to tell our nurse, I'm thirsty, I'm hungry, I need to use the restroom, change my diapers. So these are just tools to learn, and it's great fun. And if people are more interested in learning more about sign language, you can go on YouTube and learn additional signs. But basically, we're just teaching basic peace, love, happiness, and thanks, and the alphabet. And the online games now are so fun to play. So go out and play is our tagline.
Beautiful. Beautiful. We've had a comment here from a friend of mine in Canada, Niagara Falls, actually. And Sylvia is a very accomplished author. She's published 32 books. She does kids' books too, but she said, I love the way you're teaching in a manner that interests kids. Fantastic book. Thank you. That's a big compliment coming from her, for sure.
Wow.
Yes, yes. She's our writing guru. She helps us to write our books. But she writes children's books too. She has a series that are very fun because Sylvia took 15, I believe 13 to 15 trips to Africa as a photojournalist back in the day. And she also, I should do it because you guys need to get together. She's also an illustrator. She does all of her own drawings. So she's not only a writer, she's an illustrator and whatever. So a little plug for you, Sylvia. Thank you for watching the show. She was very interested in seeing you and watching our show today. Anything to do with writing, Sylvia is there.
Yes.
So,
and I want to give a shout out too, because my graphic designers are in Pakistan. So we use puppets as pictures, graphics. I don't use an illustrator. We'd use the illustrator part in the coloring books for the designs. So I have one that creates the beautiful flyers on the website, and that's actsofkindnessseries.com. One that creates the book covers. I have an Apple game developer, and I have a t-shirt designer, and I have a video. And we'll be showing the videos later this year when Leon McLaughlin joins us with Clean Water Foundation. We're partnering with him out of Seattle, and he'll be marketing the books as well. And this past July, I applied for Awesome Grant Foundation, the Oahu chapter in Hawaii, and I won $1,000. And Awesome Grant Foundation gives $1,000 a month to projects. So there's chapters in Canada, in the United States, Pakistan, which I applied for Pakistan because of the beautiful work. And there's 6 million people in Pakistan with a hearing loss. And I posted their flyers in this application, so anybody can go to Awesome Grant Foundation. So what I'm doing with that $1,000 is we are gifting the Waikiki School for the Deaf on October 14th. It's a Monday. Leon will be there. I won't be able to join him because I'll be in Vancouver, Canada. And hopefully I get to do a little sailing and see some orcas up there. But we'll be gifting the Rabbit Acts of Kindness No Bully book to the Waikiki School for the Deaf. October is Anti-Bullying Month. It features Harry the Hard of Hearing Rabbit, Chelsea the Courageous Sign Language Chicken, Eve the Finger Spelling Bumblebee, and Harry learns to stand in his power with the Enchanted Tree. They build a sailboat. They sail from Rabbit Island back to Magic Island. They encounter the bullies such as Felicia. The Rippet is a bullfrog and Felicia is a bulldog. They encounter them. They find out that they don't know sign language. That's why they were bullying, and they wanted to learn. And we have a party, a rainbow birthday party with Baby Sizzle, their classmates, and we have a parade. It's just so much fun, and that's what they do in Hawaii. We have parades. We have first birthday luau. So these are all characters again with creative names, and we'll get into that in October. But back to Waikiki School for the Deaf, the kids will be getting this and the coloring books. There's 150 students, so the elementary children will be getting the coloring books, and Leon will be there to give them the books, and as well as a water unit filter for looks like this for their school, which services 500 children. And that's all part of the grant that I'm using that grant and allocating it to that. So I'm very excited. So thank you, Awesome Foundation, Oahu, for gifting me that grant. And we also thank them because the grant also helped me to hire on persons with disability and Jay Stoyan from the Disability Channel to be interviewed on the show. So everybody wins with this grant. And again, there's all different chapters, so you guys can go out and apply. It takes 15 minutes to apply. Upload some photos, share your products, and so go out and play.
Right. Could we just have the name of the organization? Can you spell it for me, and I'll put it up on a banner?
Yes, it's Awesome Grant Foundation. And in the United States, it's donorschoose.org.
Right. Okay.
And my website is www.actsofkindnessseries.com. YouTube is Acts of Kindness Series. You'll want to plug in Dr. Fingers, the finger spelling hermit crab, Chelsea, the courageous sign language chicken, Eve, the finger spelling bumblebee, and Greta Gobble on the golf course. So those are all the characters.
I love it. I think Sylvia's in glory right now just watching, because also I think it's okay for me to share this. She's made it public, but Sylvia Somerville, who's watching the show today, and Kathy Bell, our behind the scenes person, both have suffered hearing loss since childhood. So this is a project that I know they're attaching to because of their situation. Yeah, excellent. So let's take a little 30-second break, and then we'll come back and wrap up some stuff and ask a few more questions. My guest today, Marianne of Waikiki, here on the Today Show and the Disability Channel. We'll be right back.
Love is the only way. Love is the only way. Love is the only way. Take a breath. Let it be alright. Take a breath. Let it be enough right now. Let this moment be what it is. Let this moment be your doorway to bliss. Seeking love, 'cause it's seeking you.
Welcome back, everyone. You're watching the Today Show here on the Disability Channel, and my guest for Fun Friday, and I've been smiling the whole time you've been talking, Marianne, so I know I'm having fun, and I'm really connecting to this because I was an elementary school teacher in the 70s, and I had a boy in my class who was deaf, and the old technology, he had to wear his amplifier and I had to wear mine so that I could communicate with him. And what a wonderful thing this would have been to have had this resource available for him. So I was just thinking about him right now. His name was Brian. I'll never forget him. And that was a long time ago. So thank you so much for your work in the world, and along with that, supporting the environment at the same time. So that's pretty multifaceted what you're doing. It's multifaceted. There are many layers. So back to you, book number 3. Can we talk about book number 3?
Yeah, it's a short book called Righteous Acts of Kindness. It happens to be polo season, and it's the days of the week. And I'll read you the back here is
Sure.
how much fun can you have during a week in Hawaii? If you're the polo pony, spend 7 days with Pono, starting on Sunday when he watches his parents play the game of polo in the green fields along the ocean. With the love and care he receives from his Hawaiian family in Antihanua, Pono learns to be of service to Keoki, a young boy who is deaf. He is taught sign language and chosen to escort Keoki in a magnificent cultural parade as they ride through the town of crowds of cheer, and Polo learns the joy of being of service. So again, there are so many parades over there on the island of Oahu, and the different islands are represented by these beautiful, magnificent horses with these beautiful, mostly women and men, beautiful floral arrangements. Oh my gosh, it's just so gorgeous. And each different island is represented by a different color. So we teach the different colors in sign language in the book. And so what happened with this book, this is a short book, and Amazon had some requirements and said, it's too short. You got to add pages. So we didn't know what to do. And then I got the aha moment, and we incorporated coloring book pages at the back. And I'll show you the pictures. But
Beautiful.
yeah, so not only it's a book reading, but some coloring pages. So here's Pono and his family here. And the horses, so again, they're Folkmanis puppets. They have the little mini horse puppets, and they have the large horses. They're in stock. So I know horses are a lot of children's favorite. And I encourage you to get in contact with Folkmanis, because I'm sure they're going to be, Christmas item gifts that we need to make sure they're in stock. And oh, by the way, I have a good friend, Santa, Papa John in Minnesota, who's going to be reading these books on YouTube and TikTok. So we're working on doing that together. So as you can see, the beautiful rainbow illustrations, it's always a rainbow in Hawaii. And there's Pono, the Hawaiian polo pony, on the days of the week. And we get to the back pages of the coloring. This has a blessing at the end, which is Lucy's lyrics blessing, and it's called "So Go Out and Play." That's where we got the tagline. The lyrics kind of go, "I wish you joy, love, laughter, and abundance, happiness and peace in every Sundance. I want you to know that I'm here to guide you and to support your spirit on its way. So go out and play." Such a beautiful story here. So there's Auntie Renee, and she is the manager at the Equus Hotel where I stayed, across from the marina. And that's where I met Leon McLaughlin with Clean Water Foundation. There's Suzanne Sims. She's the writer, playwright. And there's Marianne Waikiki, which is me, headshot. And I just had a friend here paint me a portrait of that. So how cool is that? So
Very
this is just the app game here. And it's introductory here. You count how many polo clubs, how many mallets, there's the rainbows, how many rainbows in the field, and those are all sign language numbers. And it's a great fun. And at the polo field, just count the rainbows. I just got to tell you the story at the beginning of the polo game. There, the horses would come out, and there was a pig, and the pig thought it was part of the polo team and would come out and stand when they were doing
Oh,
the national anthem. So that's in
oh,
honor of the pig. Sorry, I don't know his name, but they're great puppets, and they have the grunting pigs. So not only you get the books, you get these great characters, some with sound, and they're so lovely and fleshy and snuggly. There's little mini ones, there's big ones, and so that's the short book, Righteous Acts of Kindness. And so go out and play is our tagline, and we'll be ending polo season. So again, the Waikiki School for the Deaf will be getting these books over the course of the month when Leon returns. And we're also writing the climate change book, similar to that, 7 days of a week, a camp for climate change on the Big Island. So we're wrapping that up. So I'm kind of working 24/7 sometimes, it feels like, because I'm working in Pakistan in the middle of the night, and then they send me the product thought to action, and then I have to revise it and edit it. And but it's like Christmas because it's so much fun. I get to see this happening, and I just know tears of joy and eyes lighting up for especially around the world. And Santa, Papa John, will be sharing that too in the next couple of months. So what a great acts of kindness team I have. I thank you so much for letting me be on the show. And Jay Stoyan, I got introduced to you from Kurt and Sue Rostov, Emily from the Disability Channel and the World of Ability, where I speak every Saturday. And Leon joins us the second hour talking about Clean Water Foundation. He's bringing filters to worldwide schools and countries, so he'll be marketing the books and puppets with us in locations. So we'll be bringing all that up too. So the universe is providing for us. So go out and play.
well, I think that's a beautiful ending to our show today in terms of Fun Friday, because Friday I really work at, because we our shows are pretty intense and they're content rich and heavy sometimes. So Fridays I love to do something fun, and you certainly have filled that bill, Marianne. And I'm hoping that you'll come back and see us again on a fun like that. Is just so cute, is it not? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Right.
So yeah.
So
So you,
what's the best way for people to get your books? Amazon?
yes, the books are available on Amazon.com. The first book, Underwater Acts of Kindness, is on Audible. So I read the book, and Lucy's music is attached to the chapters. So it's very relaxing and soothing. Nick's guitar sounds like whales and dolphins. So that's on Audible. And the coloring books are just uploaded too as well. And the YouTube channel to learn the fingerspelling ASL alphabet. and Apple App Games, the Acts of Kindness series for online chapters. We've got 10 so far. I'm looking for funding. My arms are open to receive unlimited abundance to bring this project into animation movies and with the sign language characters and filters to the schools. And what I'm doing also too is now it's back to school. I'm contacting the 50 states, each of the deaf schools there, to let them know about these products and services. And again, we got the Awesome Grant Foundation Award. We'll be gifting the Waikiki School for the Deaf, the Minnesota School. The Minnesota School for the Deaf is requesting from the Minnesota Awesome Grant Foundation. They love the coloring books, the designs. And now I just spoke with Arkansas and grant writer there who is going to introduce me to the superintendent. And hopefully we'll find some more funding to have this happen. So opening up different cabin doors or different dock boxes, but so grateful that I've been able to complete it. Again, it's a thought to action, a lot of creativity. But
Yes.
I was gifted this, and yeah, so now I can continue on, and we'll be having the climate change book as well. 2025 is
Beautiful.
going to be a great year. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Mahalo.
See, I'm a quick learner.
Yes.
Yes.
Peace, love, happiness, and thanks, and aloha. I'm Marianne
Aloha.
Waikiki. So go out and play.
All right. Thank
On
you so much.
Friday.
Yes, Friday. Thank you so much, Marianne. You've just been a delight and a lot of good information there and a project that many, many people need to know about and jump on board and get with the program and go out and play with Marianne. All right. So bye for now, everyone. We'll be back in an hour from now to I'm being interviewed. So we'll be streaming live here on my Laurie Davis Facebook page and also our YouTube channel, Laurie Davis Show Host. And so it'll be very fun to be interviewed to talk about my career and work in the world of our Native Americans and Canadian Indigenous communities. So I'm really excited about that because I have a lot of great stories over the past 26 years that I've done that work. So bye for now, and we'll talk soon.
City came on that song with Colorado yarn. He gave both legs and the feet.